Hello, thank you for tuning in. You are in the right place to learn and improve and grow your skills. I have 20 plus years of experience in the IT from developer level to the director level with hands on to deliver the high quality value, also teaching the team to bring them together, to build together to deliver the high quality value. You have seen, if you see the screen, we are actually going to talk about part 3, which is refactoring the code. The code is already there, code has written, and how do you actually going to refactor in a more modernized, object-oriented, reusable factor, right? So that's the one we are going to talk about in this video. So before jumping onto this video, please watch part 2 and part 1 videos where how the code is actually going to be created and generated based on how you are going to instruct the agent to do the best part for you. Very simple. The way the requirement is written, and if the requirement is clear for the developer, and the professional developer writes the code in the proper way. If the requirement is not clear, and you will see some kind of code which is not acceptable. The same way, for the AI agent, we need to tell the agent in a clear context how the code can be generated, right? So let's jump onto Visual Studio Code, where we have been developing the code with the help of GitHub Copilot with Claude AI agent. Let's jump onto that. So if you see here, this is the one we already used in the part 2. Now we are working on part 3 for refactoring. If you look at the code under source, so we have 3 files we already talked about in part 2, where we have a simple code generated, that means created from our AI agent. And also we enhance that same code requesting the AI agent, providing more clear context to make the code more reusable and also more valuable with the quality wise, as well as maintainability and the support, standing in the support person shoes. And also in case of creating the ticketing for the automation, all those 360-degree view, we are in the picture when we are developing this. That's why we need to make sure when we give the context to the agent is going to listen to us, the context we give. The agent is going to provide the output the way we are asking, right? Very simple. So you can look at this code in the part 2 we developed together with the help of the agent, how the agent actually added value with an object-oriented manner for the web code with a clean, look at the way even the comments and the try and catch block, all those things added. This itself will explain any developer in the future picks up this code, either refactoring or enhancing or fixing the bugs, anything. It could be easier. See, when we build something, we need to think about who is going to be the consumer, how the value is going to be in the future. That is the way the real developer, real leader should think about it. Let's jump on to refactor these 3 files into the util. If you look at under util, there is nothing under util, only the SRC, the source. Let's put some refactoring. Then you will understand how the refactoring is helping to make this code more reusable. Anybody can access from different application in a reusable factor. Let me take the prompt and refactor. Let us create a file. for the utility. For example, here, let me create a new file. It's called app module utility. So when you actually select this file, there is nothing inside. Let's provide some prompt, some context to refactor this code. I am going to provide to refactor this code. I'm going to tell the agent. The agent already I have. You have seen the agent I have. His name is Pluto Code Developer. And this agent is using the Claude. And I'm going to tell the agent, hey agent, so develop this code in the refactored manner, right? I will paste the prompt I already prepared. What I'm saying is refactor the Python code by moving all reusable classes and methods into a file named app module underscore util.py. This is the Python file. It's empty now. Update the files in the source folder to import, instantiate, and use the classes and methods from the app module utility. That's it. I'm saying about more object-oriented way. Generate this refactor in the code. Instead of maintaining some duplication code in different places, let's make them as more reusable instead of isolation. Let me ask the agent to generate the code. So the agent is working. Let's send as this. More. It's reading all the required, whatever we said in the context. And reading, evaluating. You can watch that. I would like to actually to watch how the overall it's going further. Look, it's generated a file with some data and some kind of code inside, including the logging and including the comments and all those things. It's making more and more reusable perspective and refactoring. It says, okay, I made it. Do you want to continue? I say, hello, go ahead and continue to modify the code as well. And I will just be telling hello, continue to do that. And I'm going to say, hello, let's go and do it. And it completed. And also, I will be asking the code to modify whatever the code has to be modified. And it's modifying all the required code. See, it prepared the very nice documents as well, how it's actually done, the overall, the process in converting the code. I'm going to tell it, just keep it. So if you look at how the code has been generated now, so the code is already kept. I'm going to say, close this, and let's start from the beginning. Look at the app model, the one is just generated for our prompt to refactor the code. It read everything and it set up the logging and it's actually doing the object oriented and the logger name. The same thing, actually it moved into more the reusable fashion. And if you go to hello world, so the hello world py, hello world 2, it's actually reading some of the util.app.module. And if you look at this one, it's also reading the app.util.module. So the code is nicely generated, right? And you can see some of the errors. It's like the prompt we provided, if you would have said the prompt more clearly, where this util file is, this utility folder is under SRC. If you would have said that very clearly, you would have done even more, little bit better. So let's say I will add, before this, let's go to the terminal, new terminal. Clear it and go. So if you run this hello world 2 Python program, let's see what happens. Python. See, the program finished and successfully, all those things. So now it is able to read it. So without any issues by using this, using the class and the method and everything. To this go away, you can actually add src dot. So this is under src and util. Just save the file and then rerun it. It gets the same output back. So it is actually reading directly the setup logging. Some of the information, whatever is required, it reads from the util. So let's look at this one. So this is also giving, even though it knows where to read it, it says that properly constructed. You can actually say src dot because it is resides under the source as a util folder. So now let's go ahead and save the file, then run this. It was no issue, same thing, right? Let's new proper thing. So let's select one in Celsius, 30 degrees, convert it to Fahrenheit. It worked exactly the same. Let's do the number 2. Let's put 90-degree Fahrenheit. It converts into Celsius. So what the beauty between these two, it reads the temperature converter from there, which is resides in the util.py, right? And it reads this particular class and instantiates it and do it much cleaner way. So that is the main beauty of doing the refactoring. So if you ask the prompt to do it in a more nice way, it will actually refactor the whole thing. So if you look at this code, when we did the refactor, right, we provided the prompt to refactor. So the way we are telling the agent to refactor the code, if you tell the agent to do through the prompt, if you look at how you can actually refactor the agent, how the agent can refactor the whole thing. So that's the one, the prompt and the context is going to add the value, how we tell the story. Let's look at the same one, the refactoring, we do it in a different way. Let's look at this. So look here. So the one we developed in part 2, I bring the code back again, right? So we actually refactored some code under the util. And let's create a new file under util. We are going to call the same file name, app util. Let's make this as more years. So we are going to generate the code in the more object-oriented and reusable perspective. Let's give the prompt. So we need to think the how agent is going to think, right? There's no way we can talk to agent one-on-one. Only we can talk to agent one-on-one, providing the context to understand how the agent is able to understand. So here we are going to generate now. So I am going to provide the prompt. See, in the previous prompt, when we refactored the code, we were refactoring the code. That means, so some of the code is not properly generated or not properly usable. That code we are going to be refactored, right? So now we are going to move the reusable classes and methods of the code in Python files from the source folder to app module util.py. So here, make the files under the src folder to invoke and instantiate the app module util.py file from an object-oriented concept. Let's see how this is going to generate. The more we tell the story in the prompt, it does more better. So we are now still in the beginner initial stage. When we are going to develop the code in more deeper with accessing the security level, identity, IAM management, we will actually do even more and more asking to do it in better. Let's say keep this file. We are asking for to keep the file. But before that, it is generating the code and we are going to allow to modify the allow.py and it's modifying and we are going to use the version and allowing the other code to modify as well. Allow. Just keep visiting and updating and reading and modifying what we requested in the context. I could have generated pausing the video, but I would like actually you guys to see it. What all it is generating. It's providing all the object-oriented concepts and how it is generated, and it's explaining to us line by line. This is the one you can actually use it as a readme document whenever actually you need it. So I'm going to keep this code. Look at the way actually it generated the code. It actually generated the code in more object-oriented reusable concept, right? And now the code generated here, you can look at, it added certain information in the reusable manner as well. And the same thing, we did not provide SRC, that's why it is scribbling about. So now we provide SRC that error goes away. And if you look at allow word, it added here as well and removed all the methods and it made it as more object oriented. You remember? It had two different methods and initializing the class and initializing the class variable and all those things. Now it's removed all those. And if you go to allow word py, it does the same thing here. It removed all the redundant code and kept everything in the utility file. So we fixed all those errors. And if you go here, it added a new class called allow word log. And here it provided whatever the allow word information it was showing here. Remember, actually, we added, so reading from Python, see it's inline the value. We'll just add additional things and save it. So now, if you are going to run, this is more object-oriented way the code has been converted as a reusable fashion. So this utility, if you write as a framework, anybody can actually import this utility, right? And they can actually process it. Import in the sense, just like the way it is being imported, the utility under classes. You can import whichever the method is required to import. If you look at here, it's importing the allow word. And here, if you look at it, it's importing only the temperature converter, which is required that way. It's not going to import everything, right? So that way, it will add value. You are actually importing what is required. And you don't need to rewrite the same code again. You can start using the best practices, the standards, using the utility. Let's quickly run this for, we are running out of time. Let's quickly do it. So we go to SRC and let's run couple. Okay. It went and read the utility file and executed the same it was executing before. Let's run other one, which is the bigger one. Fahrenheit, Celsius to Fahrenheit. Number one, what is the temperature in Celsius? We will say 40 degrees, very hot. The 104. Let's select the Fahrenheit. So we will say the temperature is 75 in Fahrenheit, pretty nice. And then we will provide some invalid value. So now you will see the error. It works exactly the same thing. But the difference is the code is more optimized. In a manner, it has to be optimized at a reusable perspective. When somebody is modifying the code, they can only touch this utility, and these guys are going to be consumers from this utility. That means these guys are inheriting from this main utility class. Thank you for watching this video. We are going to produce more and more robust level and more value added, the best practices video that helps to keep growing your skills. Thank you so much for tuning.